Most traders think that capital is all about the money, but in reality, money is just about 20% of your entire trading game. What about the remaining 80%? In today's video, I'll be breaking down 5 types of capital that every trader needs, and money is just one of them. I'm Picklem, and I've been trading since 2018, but it wasn't until 2024 that I became consistent. So believe me when I tell you that there is more to this game than just funding your account. So let's get into it. Number 1, mental capital. Your mental capital talks about the strength of your emotions. You see, making money from trading is a product of your skill, but making money consistently is a product of your discipline. In trading, we don't always get what we desire, we get what we deserve. How do you know what you deserve? How are you able to put your emotions under check? How are you able to stick to your trading plan after a series of losses or series of winners? The second point under mental capital is logic over emotions. You see, you have to learn to manage greed. If you have not mastered greed after winnings or mastered fear after losses, your emotions will still be playing tricks on you. You also have to know that you cannot catch every move in the market. You cannot catch every move the market makes. So don't fall victim of the fear of missing out. You are not really missing out anything because the market is there 24 hours in 7 days. Your goal is to find the right setups at the right time and stick to your trading plan. The third point is patience is underrated. You have to know when not to trade, because knowing when not to trade is as valuable as knowing when to trade. And remember, like I said earlier, you just cannot catch every move the market makes. And we have to talk about the stress part. Trading under pressure can lead you to making trading errors. You must build calmness as a skill. Being able to remain calm when everybody around you is jumping on a trend, being able to remain calm, waiting for your setup, waiting for the right time to get into the market is a skill. And these are the things that would help your stress management skills. And then your bounce back mindset. Can you recover from losses without revenge trading? Overtrading and revenge trading, they are recipes for disaster. And as a trader, you cannot afford to overtrade, neither can you afford to revenge trade. So you must have the right bounce back mindset. You've made a loss, what are you going to do next? Are you going to take a break? Are you going to take a walk? Are you going to see a movie? Do something. What is your bounce back mindset? Or let me ask, what is your coping mechanism? What do you do when you have a major loss? And what do you do when you have a major win? Before I became consistently profitable, I was trading with a huge amount of money. I think at that time it was about $5,000. It was huge for me, all right? And then I made a lot of money in a couple of months, and I was super excited. I was pumped up. I thought finally I have gotten it, and all for me the following month I lost all the accounts. Bounce back mindset, very important. And then lastly, under mental capital is self-awareness. What are your emotional triggers? What are the things that triggers you emotionally that can sabotage your effort? Now for me, I thought because I had made a lot of money, I had finally got what it means to become a profitable trader, but I did not know that I was just getting started. I was not self-aware, and that feeling of excitement sabotaged all my months of effort. And also, it is essential for you to document your trading journey. This will help you to observe your trading behaviors, your trading patterns. How do you feel when you just had a loss? How do you feel when you just had a win? Document your trading patterns, your trading behaviors, so you can become more self-aware, knowing the emotions that can trigger you, and this would help you to prevent self-sabotage. Number 2 is social capital. This talks about your access to mentors, your access to relationships, and your access to communities. Now, communities are very important, and being in the right one is much more important. Community can equal to faster growth. At the same time, community can equal to declining growth. If you are in the wrong community, you are likely not going to grow. There was a time that I had to unfollow a lot of people from my Instagram. I have to delete from people from my viewing list on WhatsApp, not because they were bad people, no, but because I was not getting what I needed. You know, we need different things at different stages in life. You have to know the stage you are and know what you need at that particular stage. Now, that does not mean that the stage you are, you cannot be in a community of those above you. Actually, you should be in a community of people that are above you. That way you are getting inspired, that way you are getting motivated, that way you are learning value, you are learning from their experiences, and you are able to ensure you don't repeat their mistakes, at the same time fast track your success. Ask yourself, are you in the right community? Are the people around you people that inspires you? Are the people around you people that motivate you? Are the people that gives you the value you are looking for, or they are just people that are wasting your time? Next thing is accountability. Having someone to check in with can help you reduce your emotional and impulsive decisions. For me as a person, I have a community of traders, and so whenever I want to pick a trade, I ask myself, how am I going to defend this trade to my community members? If my rules are not followed, if my system cannot be duplicated by my community, if my entry strategy cannot be duplicated by my community, I most likely will not enter the trade. That accountability system has been able to put me in check, especially when I see a move in the market and I'm about to make an impulsive decision. We all need that community, we need that relationships, we need those mentors that can keep us accountable, that when you are done on a trade, whether you lost or you won the trade, you are able to explain and defend your rationale behind that trade. The next thing is exposure to strategies. Networking gives you insights into techniques you may never find on YouTube. And then mentorship. When you learn from experienced traders, you are shortening your learning curve. There is this person I'm learning from currently, and then whenever I go through her videos, I pick the thing she's talking about. It helps me to see the market better. With my years of experience, I'm still learning. It helps me to see the market better. It helps me to find a better way to trade. And these are the things I learned from when I started trading. But seeing somebody else becoming successful with what you know, with what you have learned, somehow has a way of giving you that confidence that you are on the right path. You don't have to keep trying every other thing that are not working. You don't have to keep trying every other thing that everyone is talking about on Twitter or on social media, and then you now have to fall victim of trial and error. You have to, try this system, it didn't work, and then you lost money, and then you look for another system, try that system again, it didn't work, you lost money. No, just learn what has worked and refine it to fit your personality, and then you grow from there. Lastly, under social capital is opportunities. Funded accounts, collaborations, prop firms. You will get this from networks. You will get this from communities. I have someone in my community right now. He has access to a lot of prop accounts because he is in the right community of traders, right? So these are traders who give out prop accounts almost on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis. Having access to them gives him the opportunity to have access to those funded accounts and prop accounts and even collaborations. All right, you are missing out on a lot if you don't have social capital as a trader. Moving on is time capital. This talks about the hours you are willing to invest in mastering your craft. And the first thing on that time is the compounding effect. How long have you spent studying the charts? How long have you spent backtesting your strategy? I remember one weekend, I spent the entire weekend backtesting. The instrument I was backtesting then was gold. Now, you know one thing backtesting does? It gives you confidence. It somehow builds confidence in you. You are able to see that this strategy that I've learned, this system I'm trying to adapt, it has worked over time. Imagine a particular system that has worked in the last 3 years, in the last 2 years, in the last 5 years, right? You have the confidence that this system works. So how long have you spent studying the chart? How long have you spent backtesting your strategy? And how long have you spent journaling your trades? All these things add up to your compounding effort, and then you cannot cheat time. There is no shortcut to experience. You cannot jump a process. You cannot cheat time. You have to go through that process. You have to go through that experience. You have to experience your own losses. Your mentor's losses can never compensate for your own losses. You have to make your own losses. You have to go through your own experience. Your own experience is tailored for you. Your mentor's experience is tailored for your mentor. You have to go through what is tailored for you. And skill takes seasons. Market conditions change. When Trump was president is different from when Joe Biden was president. All right. So as a trader, you need to expose yourself to these various trading environments. Is the market trending? Is the market ranging? Or are we in a news heavy season? What is happening during election is different from what is happening in holidays, during holidays, right? You must understand that there are different market conditions. Next one is practice before profit. Don't anticipate your payout without you committing to the process. You have not committed to the process, you have not committed to the strategies, you have not made those mistakes, you have not learned, and you want to cash out. What exactly do you want to cash out? And lastly, under time capital is delayed gratification. There's this joke I always say when I started training people, and that is, don't expect to enter the market today and buy Lamborghini tomorrow. It doesn't work that way. There is a time period, there is a time lag between when you have mastered the skill and when you are having the payout, when you are profitable. Becoming profitable consistently requires time, and so you may not become profitable consistently until after 2 years, until after 3 years. I did not become profitable until after 5 years. As a matter of fact, I was not even consistent until 2024. And there is this 10,000 hour rule that applies to trading. If you have read Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, you'll be familiar with the 10,000 hour rule. To become world class at anything, you need to put in roughly 10,000 hours of deliberate practice. So if you want to become the best trader you can ever be, if you want to become a world-class trader, consistently profitable, you must have put in about 10,000 hours of deliberate practice, hours of studying the chart, hours of backtesting strategies, hours of journaling, hours of reflecting on your mistakes and refining your strategy, your system. And it's not just about the time, it's about the focused, it's about the consistent, and it's about the intentional effort over time. Trading is not a magic bean. Trading is not something that you wake up and automatically you are great at it. Trading requires intentionality. Trading requires practice. Trading requires mastery. All right, so you have to be willing to commit that time to studying the chart, to backtesting your strategy, to journaling your trades, to look at the mistakes you have made and refine your system. Number 4 is intellectual capital. This is about your knowledge, your data, and your technical skill. And the first thing here is your strategy. How do you develop your system? How do you test your system? And how do you refine your own system? These are the things that makes up your strategy as a trader. You must have your own trading edge. You cannot like somebody else's system and think it will automatically work for you. Fine, you can learn from their system, adapt their system, but you must develop yours out of that system. You must test your own system, and you must now continuously refine your system. You have to keep refining and refining and refining so you can keep getting better and better and better. And next is your charting skills. How well do you understand price action? How well do you understand candlestick patterns? How well do you understand market structure? You have to pay attention to these things because these are the things you see on the chart. When you look at the chart, you are seeing price action. When you look at the chart, you are seeing different candlesticks. So when you combine those candlesticks, or when you see a singular candlesticks, can you tell the story behind that candlestick? Are you able to identify market structure? Do you know when the market is in an uptrend or a downtrend or a ranging market? All right, so you have to develop your charting skills. And then I won't stop mentioning this, and that is journaling. You must journal your trades so that you can spot patterns in your behavior, so that you can spot patterns in your trades. And then continual learning. Journaling is one of the most effective way to learn continuously, because you would understand that by the time you have a losing streak in your journal, you are likely going to go back to, let's assume that you had a losing streak in November, and then you are wondering what happened in November, and then you realize that, oh, it's likely it was the US election that happened. So what I will tell you, the next election, you would pay attention to the news events to the happenings in the market. So you will not have a losing streak again, right? That is continual learning, and it was possible because of your journaling. And lastly, under intellectual capital is risk management. Do you know your position sizing? Do you know your risk to reward ratio? How well are you protecting your equity? What is your percentage risk per trade? All these makes up your risk management. If you don't have a risk management strategy, you are likely going to keep wasting other forms of capital. And lastly is financial capital. Now, this is where we talk about your actual money and how you manage it. And the first thing I want to say here is that it's not just more money. It's not just about the money. It is about how well you manage the money. I used to think that the reason why I struggled with trading was because I was trading with a small account. I used to think that, oh, I would do better if I'm trading with $1,000. I would do better if I'm trading with $10,000. I would do better if I'm trading with 25,000. If I'm trading with 100,000. Until one time I was trading with 5,000. The very first time I traded with 1,000, it did not last 1 month. I blew the account. And then the next time I traded with $5,000, I made about 20% in profit in 2 months. And the third month, I lost it. Everything, the capital was gone. So it's not about the size of the account. It's about your strategy. So write this down. Big accounts don't save bad strategies. Big accounts don't save bad strategies. And that would lead me to the next point, which is capital preservation first. Winning is second to not blowing account. The first thing you want to pay attention to is, how do I not blow my account? When you have figured out how not to blow your account, then we can now talk about winning. But if you are struggling with blowing account, we can't talk about winning yet. And so that is why I said that winning is second to not blowing your account. And the third point is knowing what you can afford to lose. Never trade with your rent. Never trade with your school fees. Never trade with emergency funds, because the market is no respecter of where you got the money from. So you have to ensure that the money you are trading with, you are only trading with what you can afford to lose. And next is understanding prop firms and leverage. Not all prop firms are for you. If you would like to open an FTMO prop account, you can use the link in the description. My favorite of all time is FTMO. They have lasted the longest. Not all prop firms are for you. Research. Before I pay for any prop firm, I read as many reviews as I can online, on YouTube, on Trustpilot, on Prop Firm Match. I read as much review as possible. I research as much as possible. So don't say that, oh, everybody is trading with Funded Next. I want to trade with Funded Next. You may decide to trade with Equity Edge. You may decide to trade with CTI. You may decide to trade with FTP. You may decide to trade with Gold Funded. There are a lot of prop firms. There is no one that is the supreme of all. Understand the different prop firms, understand their capital models, understand their risk requirements, and then have a buffer for growth. It is very hard to be consistent when you are under pressure to make profit immediately. Very hard to grow consistently when you are under pressure to make profit immediately. So create a buffer for growth. I don't really recommend becoming a full-time trader until you have consistently made 4-5 figures every month. You can build up a fund account for trading. So you do business, you get a job, you are saving from your income so that you can have enough capital to trade. That is a buffer for growth. And don't quit your job the moment you start trading. Don't quit your business the moment you start making profit. Be consistent first. If you are consistent over 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, then possibly you can become a full-time trader. And that's it for today, guys. If this video has given you some level of clarity, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, and subscribe, because there's more from where this came from. And before you go, if you are looking for a place where we go deeper into the mindset, into the strategies, into the wins, the emotional side of trading, I want to personally invite you to the very first session of Traders Therapy. We are kicking off the first Traders Therapy live session on Tuesday, April 29, 2025 on X Spaces. Alright, it's a virtual event, so I would love to have you in the room. So you can come and share your wins, come and share your strategies, come and share the mindset that has helped you. It's going to be a raw, honest, and incredibly valuable conversation. Alright, and so the details will be on my socials. You can also join my free WhatsApp community so you don't miss out on future updates and trade opportunities. This is Speak Lem and I'm signing out. Trade less, make more, and I'll see you soon.